Hello everyone, welcome to video lecture series of Computer Organization and Architecture. Today's topic is General Register Organization. In this video, I'll be talking about the bus organization of CPU registers, advantages and disadvantages of general register based CPU organization. Let us begin. First, you must understand what is register and how it is to be implemented. So a set of flip-flops form the register, and a register is a unique high-speed storage area in the CPU. Actually, this includes the combinational circuit, and these circuits are implemented for the data processing. So the information which is to be processed, that must be stored in the register before processing. It means registers speed up the implementation of the programs, and register implementation for there are two important functions. First, it can support a temporary storage. At the same time, fast access of data if required could be provided. And the second point, it can save the status of CPU and data about the program implementation. In general, CPU has 7 registers, and register organization show how registers are selected and how the data flow happens in between the register and the ALU. Now you can see in this particular diagram, this is a block diagram of general organization of 7 CPU registers, or you can say it is a bus organization for the 7 CPU registers. Here you can see there are 7 registers R1, R2, R3, R4, 5, 6 and 7. And here in this particular diagram you can observe that the output of each register is connected with the two multiplexers, multiplexer 1 and multiplexer 2. And from these multiplexers, the two buses are formed, A bus and B bus. And the selection lines in each multiplexer you can observe SELA and SELB. Selection lines for A, selection lines for B. So these selection lines, they select one register or the input data for the particular bus. As you can see, there are two buses, A bus and B bus. These two buses are the inputs of the ALU, and the output of this ALU is, you can observe over here. So ALU is nothing but the arithmetical logical unit, and it performs the required arithmetic or logical micro operations, and the result of that particular micro operation that will be available at the output. So result is available over here, and from here you can observe that this particular output, result of this micro operation, this will be available at the output. At the same time, it can go with the input of the registers. You can see over here input to these all 7 registers. So the registers which receive the information from the output bus, that is to be selected by the decoder. Which line is to be active? 3 to 8 decoder. There are 3 inputs line and 8 output lines. And SEL, select destination register, right? So the decoder here, it activates one of the register load inputs, means out of these 7, any one register would be active, and that provides a transfer path in between the data, transfer path for the data from the output bus and input of the selected destination register. So you can observe the output is again feedback to the input, right? R1, R2 up to R7. So this is how you can understand. And here the control unit. The control unit operates the CPU bus system, and it directs the information, means the information flow from registers and ALU just by selecting various components in the particular system. So you can understand this with the help of an example. Here the example I have taken as to perform the addition operation, right? Addition of two numbers R1 and R2 is to be added, and the result is R3. So what kind of operation is to be done? As you can observe from this particular diagram, first number is R1. So R1 is placed its content is placed on the bus A. You can see SEL, select register A, mux A selector, and the second number that is being placed on the bus B, which is the R2. Now the sum of R1 and R2 is to be performed, which is the function of the ALU. The sum is being performed and the result will be available at the output, which is A plus B. Now, decoder destination selector, SELD, this particular line, decoder destination select lines. It places the result which is available on the output bus, and that particular result will be stored in the register R3. You can see output is available and this output will go back to the any of the input, and that selection is done by the decoder. So this is how this particular function is being performed over here. Now let us discuss how the control word is to be written and what you understand by the control word. So the combined value of binary selection input that specified the control words, right? And control word for each micro operation that is to be stored in the control memory. It basically consists of 4 fields: select A, select B, select D, which is about the destination and the operation code. And the total number of bits in the control word, that is our 14. Means select A, 3 bits, this is 3, this is 3, and this is 5. In some of the places you may find the 4 bits related to the operation code, and therefore the total number of bits would be 13. Right. So here, as I've taken the example of R1 plus R2, and that sum is R3. Means the register R1 and R2 are used to store where there are two input values. So one is select A, one is select B. Result is being stored in the register R3. So the destination selection is R3. Operation is addition. So accordingly, it will consist of total 14 bits, right? Let me tell you in detail. As you can see in this particular table, this is regarding the encoding of register selection field. One register, input register R1 is being taken. So corresponding to this R1, what binary code you are going to write? 001. Second register R2 is being taken. So corresponding to this 010. So first you are going to write 001 related to R1, then 010 which is related to R2, and the destination register is what? R3. So corresponding to this 011. So this is how you can write. Now the remaining thing is how to write the control operation code bits. Next table, you can observe the encoding of ALU operations. Some of the operations related operation codes have been mentioned over here. As you can see, the addition of two numbers have been done, means the symbol is add, and the operation which is performed as add two numbers. So what is the operation code? 00010. So this is what the 14 bits control word, as you can write. So depending upon the different values of the selection which is being done, where you are going to store the result, accordingly the register selection will be done for the destination. And from here you can identify which is the required operation code. Now, some of the ALU micro operations, as I've told you, that this control words have been stored into the memory itself. So this is how you can observe the 3 parameters: select A, select B, select D, right? And the fourth one is the operation, and accordingly the control word can be written over there. So there are various advantages of general register based CPU organization, like efficiency of CPU increases. Efficiency must be increased because large number of registers are used over here. And the second important advantage is less memory space is required, because here the instructions are written in a very compact way. So these are the various advantages, and the disadvantages are also there, because of use of large number of registers, extra cost is required, means the cost will be high. And here we have to be very much particular, very much care is to be required, because you have to avoid the unnecessary use of the registers, right? So these are the various advantages and disadvantages of the general register based CPU organization. Thank you so much for watching this video.